What's going on? What's going on? See who else get in here. Talk about some stuff today. What's up, flipping goodies? What's going on? What's business been like for you, man? Rain of Vision. What's up, my man? one of the true truth tellers around here. Urethra, how you doing? Rain of Vision, you waiting on eBay to tell you why things are the way they are. Well, bro, don't hold your breath because we know how that's going to go, right? Flipping goodies. I'm in a Walmart state of mind. Got a ton of CDs. Dude, I still ain't seen those CDs on that site, bro. You must know the secrets, man. Like I know a few secrets about listing, but you must got the secrets. You're gonna have to get with me, man, on like a private call or something. What's up, Thrift and Flip? How you doing today? Rena Vision, I got a petition going around, man, to get eBay to promote you for that 2%. We're gonna get that 2% for you before it's all said and done. Y'all know I got a negative because this knucklehead said I didn't answer him. This dude, excuse me, got me about to choke on my damn fruit. Mod me. I will post a link. How do I do that? Let me see. How do I make a mod? Because I don't know how. But if you tell me flipping goodies, I'll do it. But yeah, so this knucklehead gave me a negative. He ordered some deodorants. It was a 3-pack. And he kept saying that he wanted me to cancel. So I already sent it out. Then he sent me like 5 messages. And he's like, well, I'll leave you feedback. I'll leave you good feedback. Just cancel. I'm like, dude. And I just totally forgot about it. He leaves a negative saying, I don't communicate and I didn't answer him. Put it in for removal. eBay wouldn't remove it. So I started to call him and what's whatever, dude. I don't care. I just blocked him. Now I have Rubby Dubby. I need some loving on my chubby jazz hands. Robot voice song. UCDs, man. I got to figure out how to mod somebody. I do need some mods just in case, because apparently it's a lot of crazy people on this internet, man. Oh my goodness. Rena Vision, right on. We all take everything we can give. Yeah, for sure. Maya Komaya. I know that's the first name, right? I think, right? Maya. Hey, I understand with eBay buyers, it's like one comedy of errors after another. Yeah, and a bunch of BS with eBay dealing with it. He clearly said that he'll leave. He basically exchanged the feedback for the cancel, which I would have canceled it if he had messaged me before I sent it out. But like, it's yours, man. Just keep it. You probably need it anyway. It's deodorant. Use it. Hey, so I wanted to wait a couple minutes, but I know I got a couple topics I wanted to talk about. I guess the one thing I wanted to talk about, but not necessarily. First of all, let me say this: I am not talking about it in a negative way. I don't care as far as like the people, but I do think it's our community, right? And so we all know like how much of things can change in a day, man. You go from last week, it was all good just a week ago, and then things get kind of crazy around here in this community. But I do think like I was going through a lot of different YouTubers videos or channels, seeing who was talking about this whole thing. Y'all know, with daily refinement, Rockstar Flipper, so on and so forth. I'm definitely not about to like add nothing as far as like negative. I don't have nothing negative to say about neither one. Neither one ever did anything to me. But I think as a community, we should at least be able to have a discussion about it, right? I know some channels want to stay away from it, and I get that. And I ain't about to like interject myself into that in the negative way. But I feel like, what's up, this growing octopus? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I feel like as a community, I don't see why we can't discuss this, because I think one of the issues, well, I spent like 20, 25 minutes going through the comments on that video of the, I'm going to just say the accuser, the one who made the accusations. And I don't know if I want to say surprisingly enough, but going through all those comments, because I just wanted to see what people's mindset was. And people kind of, I guess they didn't like it. Simple, beautiful. How do you buy a pallet from Amazon and be the first person to get it? Seems like everywhere I look, they try to jeep me with high price pallets with no piece count. Yeah, I can get into that in a minute. I ain't gonna spend a lot of time on this. So just stick around, Simple, and I'll talk something about that. But I don't think people took it well. I don't think people took it well. On the other end, you got Tekken Sports going off doing his own thing. I think what I really wanted to just talk about, I just wanted to see what some of y'all's, of course, in a positive, not necessarily not positive, just what your thoughts are on this community and some of the drama that goes on. Because I feel like, man, we in Q4, all of us should be focusing, and I'm focusing on my business regardless. But I think as a small, very small influencer in this community, that I want to talk about it, because I want to know what other people's thoughts are. I want to hear what you guys got to say about it, as far as the perception, because I feel like that's a reflection on us, whether or not we sell in those spaces, whether or not we around, communicate with those people. I feel like when outsiders come and they look, or a new person come in and they look and they see certain types of drama, they can assume that others might be the same way. I think that's why you get a lot of people thinking like when people offer courses and things like that, it's a scam, because of certain types of things like that. And of course, there's all types of ways you can handle issues and problems. Me personally, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, I ain't with the drama. You ain't gonna never see no drama on my channel. If I got an issue with somebody, I'll try to communicate with them as best I can. Somebody got an issue with me, I'll figure out how to respond. But I'm not with all that. I'm not with the T thing and all that. I think the main point in me putting up the thumbnail was because a lot of people buy into that stuff, right? They look for that. They want the tea. They want the drama. And we get so distracted and so far away from like what's important. And I think that it's easy to kind of like put the clickbait stuff out there, or even to feed into it or take one side or another. But I think as a community, especially for newer people who's looking for guidance and looking for, some good information, it can get lost in all the other stuff, man. And I don't me personally, I really don't like it. I really don't like it. Urethra. And the way that person replies to people is the way you find yourself running from a bunch of torches and pitchforks. Yeah, I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. It looked like a lot of like, how you got a bunch of little fires and you're trying to stomp them all out. Kind of looked like that, but it was kind of self-inflicted, I guess. Me, I don't like when trying to bring somebody down. I think there's always a way to go about stuff, I think just looking at the community as a whole, we should be trying to build up one another. And if somebody's doing something wrong or whatever, you kind of deal with that offline. Really, I mean, it's a way to go about it. I just put it that way. There's a way to go about it, man. Especially when you have influence over so many people. I think it's more incumbent upon those who have more influence to act in a certain way. with their influence. That's what I would say to that, right? Greater power comes greater responsibility in that whole thing. Josh Grab, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? How's it going? Sales have been strong here the last 2 weeks, and I hope it continues. Me too, man. Me too. And I've been trying, and I don't even know. Here's the thing: I don't know if it's just eBay kind of getting back to normal. I've been doing some small things here and there, but I don't know what it is. But I know this: I need it to continue. Maya, personally, I rarely ever watch DR, but that discussion about whatnot really needed to be had. I never bought from DR and NS, but they're there. But almost every order I bought on whatnot had an undisclosed flaw. Yeah, those discussions need to be had. I can agree with that if there's issues going on, but I think the main thing is how do you go about having them, right? And what is your intentions? I think, behind some of that stuff. I think you're gonna have people on both sides. I think what I've seen and just in the comments, I think the majority of people was just kind of, I guess, perturbed about the manner in which the information was presented. Maybe not necessarily the information itself, right? But the manner in which it was presented. That's why for me, and I'm like I said, I ain't about no drama over here, man. And I do take like just this communication we having right now. And in fact, look, there's 17 people, man. I appreciate it. And any information I present to y'all is going to be with like that thought in mind, right? To just be responsible with the things that I say out of my mouth and the fact that other people come in and I don't want myself to be perceived, as in the circle of or group like, oh, those guys are scammers. Or how like for a lot of y'all who like to thrift and go out thrifting, right? Sometimes people look at certain thrifters like, oh, y'all stealing from the poor and this. And we all know that's not true, but they lump everybody in together as those type of people, which ain't cool, right? But why? Because certain people might do things that, might be unsavory or something like that. Flipping goodies. Personally, who cares? They're both carried away with themselves. Facts. And I think my main point of bringing it up was the toxic reseller thing is for us not to feed into that. I think if you want to be successful in this business, man, you have to choose carefully. And besides the business aspect, you have to choose carefully who you listen to. You have to choose carefully who you follow. Of course, people can be snakes, but you just have to really figure out once you find somebody that is on the up and up, and there's a lot of them out there. Y'all know that. There's a lot of them out there that's on the up and up. Whether it be even just thinking about what Josh Galt, he was saying, like why he took a break, right? He got people, there's numerous reasons, but he was talking about how people messing with his store and things like it's just you gotta be mentally disturbed to be like messing with somebody and tracking them down and going through their store and reporting things for no reason. And you want to say it kind of come with the territory, but that's a shame. That's a shame. And my goal and my intent is to kind of work with people and try to offer as much as I can, whether in whatever that may be in the way of information or whatever it can be, man. So don't feed into the toxic stuff, man. Don't gravitate sometimes because YouTube promotes that stuff, right? If it's the sensational, the negative, those are the kind of things that catch fire with the algorithm, and then next thing you know, they'll think everybody's like that when that ain't the case, y'all. Y'all know that. Disgruntled octopus, you humans are all about and we love the drama. Disgruntled octopus. First of all, you must love the drama too, or your name wouldn't be this. In fact, I got a question. Why are you so disgruntled? I think you need to be telling us this, man. Disgruntled octopus. Why are you so disgruntled? Are you missing a tentacle? Did you get a tentacle caught up in one of those nets or something out there in the ocean of madness that we all got to deal with? Let us know, man, what's going on. Maybe we can help you out. Maybe we can help you become gruntled. Urethra, it sounds like Whatnot takes care of customers, though. I hope so. I hope they do, because it's gonna look bad for them if they don't. It's gonna look bad for them if they don't. Maya, yeah, they do. But what a nuisance to have to open not as described on nearly every item. I'm talking about shirts with holes in wrong sizes. Well, that's bad. I never bought nothing on Whatnot. I've been tempted to, but I never did. Thrifty Loon, what's up? What's up? I'm here, Ed. Thanks for having me. Thank you for being here, Thrifty Loon. I appreciate your presence. Appreciate it. Urethra, yes, Maya. To be honest, another takeaway is that I wouldn't buy clothes from that site. Y'all sound like people who buy stuff off of eBay. Not as described and all that. Hey, so y'all want to know an interesting conversation I've been having with some people? And I got some videos I wanted to make about this, right? Because I was interested in what the regular Joe who doesn't know, right, who's not a reseller, what they think about platforms. And so I asked them, like, what do you think about eBay? Do you use eBay? What do you think about Amazon? And so on and so forth. And I got some questions that I kind of go through. And even for some of the older people that I was talking to, they just look at eBay as like this older site that maybe is just good for like collectibles and used stuff. A lot of them they think that they don't get what they order if it even comes. They just have this negative perception. This was a lot of people that I talked to. I haven't talked to anybody really like in their 20s yet. I'm gonna make my way around to that. But just in some of the discussions I had with older, it was almost all Amazon, couple Walmarts. But eBay did not have a favorable they did not have a favorable opinion of eBay, the platform. And in part it was due to the fact that some of them said they ordered things that never came. Some of them said they ordered things that wasn't what it looked like on the pictures. And then some of them just look at eBay as this antiquated place where you kind of just go to find collectibles and things like that. And Amazon's more like a store. I think that's kind of, if that's the perception, I wonder if eBay does these types of surveys to kind of see what the general population thinks about its platform and how they can, because if that's a prevailing perception of eBay as a platform, and of course, my world is really small. I'm just asking people that I'm around. But if that perception is pervasive, then it's only a matter of time before the decline of the platform, gets to a point where, it could be bad, right? I'm not saying nowhere like in the next year or two, but it's not a good perception. Let me see. Sorry, y'all. I had Charles. What's up, Charles? I had 2 dealers at the flea market call the police claiming I was selling stolen tools and goods. Wow, that's crazy. Drama is everywhere. It is. And as a person in general, right? I feel like the type of drama, or not even drama, the type of energy you surround yourself with is going to be, even if you ain't necessarily giving out, but if you just kind of go around certain circles, you can bring that energy to yourself and you can just be a good person, right? But if you always around, let's say you a good dude or a good woman and you around like criminals, right? Maybe you got some couple friends and they do shady stuff and this and that. That can come back to bite you in the behind, right? That can come back to bite you in the behind. Or just maybe you around, I don't know if any of y'all ever been around people like they always got something wrong with them. It's just always some drama and today this and this went wrong. And you could be feeling so good. And then when that person comes around, that it's like a spirit, man. It's like a cloud that just kind of, and that can change your whole mindset and perception. And it's hard to figure out solutions to issues. And it's hard to stay motivated if you're surrounded by unmotivated people, unmotivating things, just negative energy. And this is why we can't allow ourselves to buy in to whatever it is that's going on is going on. But I feel like, one, we should be able to talk about it regardless, because like everybody already know, whether it's that issue or other issues, we should at least be able to talk about it, not stay on it, but also learn from it too, right? Like what types of things can we learn from it? And even in talking to the newer people who are new to reselling, new to this channel, just new to the whole community, let them know that there are good people here who want the best for them, right? Who want to help them grow, who want to help them better themselves and grow a business and all of that, right? Urethra, Ed, just curious, were you ever a part of that DR and Tech group? I subbed to their podcast for a year. It was great to listen to while working. I never did. I had thought about it before, but I never joined. Look, as far as that goes, right? I'll say this about that. It's a lot of good information. Whether you like the guy or not, whether it was all his information or not, I think there would have, whether it was from him or through his platform, there's a lot of information that has been put out there that has helped a lot of people. I don't think you can discount that. I don't know all the particulars about what's going on, nor do I care to that extent. However, I don't think it's okay to just look past some of the good things that a person does over some, I guess, allegations, right? It's pretty much what it is. Again, I'm not defending nobody. I'm just saying, like, I just give credit where credit's due. You know, I don't think a person, look, I do not have a perfect past. When I was younger, I was the delinquent. I was a knucklehead, man. And if it wasn't for the fact that somebody gave me a chance at some point, you know, who knows where I would have been or who knows what would have happened. But because somebody gave me a chance and I had another opportunity, I was able to show myself, improve myself. And now my mission and goal is to help other people, which is one of the reasons why I do this. The YouTube's like, I don't make nothing off of none of this or nothing, right? But I do it because I like helping people. I like to teach. I like to educate. And so I got an opportunity, right? I got an opportunity, man. So I always kind of look at when people mess up, my outlook is different, you know? Yeah, they need to be held accountable when they mess up, but at the same time, especially if they've done good stuff, I don't discount them either, you know? Just depends, man. Disgruntled. I had to go with disgruntled as no drama octopus doesn't roll off the tongue as well. No, not really. No drama octopus. Maya, yeah, I haven't bought any other categories there. Maybe the collectible sellers are better. And there's a lot of big shoe sellers. I think a lot of people go there for things like shoes and stuff like that too. I had thought about even selling and whatnot, but I don't got the time. I think live selling is definitely something that a reseller can add, but depends on what you go. I feel like it's a whole other model. There's a whole other type of system that you need, and it's not as easy as cross-posting your items and going from there, right? Thrifty Loan. I'm the crazy loan lady. I watched your last video and it was very informative. Thanks, Thrifty Loan. I was wondering if anybody watched it and what y'all thought about it, man. Like my outlook is, I had talked to somebody who does laundromats and things like that, right? And eventually I want to get into certain things like that. But it takes capital and it takes money. It's pretty cash intensive. But once you get it set up, it's fairly passive, right? Fairly passive. And you still got maintenance. And so just all right, let me see. It all started when I first started in the restaurants, learning business. One of my GMs was a really good GM. One of my district managers was a really good district manager. And there's a couple other people that I can give some credit to along the way. But having a much wider, I guess, view of or vision of what I want to do. And like I've always said, reselling is not the end game, but it is a good means to an end. Whether that means to the end is you want to pay off your student loans, you want to prepare for retirement, you want to invest in another business. But it ain't just the selling of things either, right? Like I was saying in that video, I make money off of the money market account. I make money off of my cash back cards, right? How you structure your accounts is important. It's one of those things where, you know how people say you'd rather have something and not need it than to need it and not have it. Well, it's the same thing with your accounts. If you have all your money in one large account and God forbid something goes wrong and somebody gets in that account and all your money's in there, it's going to be a hard day at the factory, man. It's going to be a hard day at the factory. So that's why I started segregating it. I started having conversations with my banker. I started having conversations with my accountant. and just figuring out different things. So now at the end of the year, I'm getting thousands of dollars extra, and I'm not even doing anything extra for real. I'm just moving money around, doing certain things, and opening up certain accounts. I got perks from checking accounts that I didn't even know I had. I had this one checking account for the longest. Didn't even know that I had some of these things as benefits until I really sat down and had a conversation with this banker. So I need to have those conversations because there's a lot of things that banks offer, especially if you've been a long time customer, that you might not know about, that can either save you money, make you money. It'll be some perks or gifts. I mean, look, the safe deposit box thing is free. It's a small one. I never knew I had it, but I got some files at home that I would like to keep in there, like my insurance policy and stuff like that, that I would rather not keep at home. So, I mean, something even as small as that is good to know. The fact that my bank account, my checking account pays me $100 at the end of the year. I didn't even know that, right? But not all checking accounts do that. So unless you speak to the banker, you won't know what those benefits are. My Ella, Ella left my ass off. Don't get me started on what people have said to me about eBay. Oh, I can imagine. Listen, I can imagine. And the more I talk to people, it almost make me feel like I don't even want to say I sell on eBay. And that's a shame, man. That's a shame. That is a shame that you be like, yeah, I sell stuff on Amazon. I don't like eBay either. The one lady told me, what she said? She said she ordered, I don't know, it was like a what you call like a newer model like DVD player, right? The person didn't wrap it up or nothing. They just slapped the label on there. Of course, when it came, it was all beat up, pieces broke, and basically the seller blamed her and then ghosted her. Told her, you can't do nothing about it. And she didn't know, she was fairly new to eBay. So she didn't know the process and all of that. And she didn't even bother with the return and everything like that. She was just like, F it. I'm not using the platform no more. And so I explained to her, like, yeah, you could have just put in for a return or whatever and let them know it was broke, put pictures. She was like, I ain't got time for all that. And you want to know the main thing that she said? When I order stuff from Amazon, I ain't got to worry about that. And that's not to say that you never get nothing wrong from Amazon, nothing never happens, right? But that was a very telling statement. I order from Amazon, I ain't got to worry about that. I mean, how many people think that way, right? And of course, the band is playing, y'all. I don't know how loud that is for y'all. I hope it's not that loud, but I swear to goodness, every freaking time, man, every time, every time. Let me see where we at. Maya, that's cool. Probably a lot more competition bidding on those auctions too. Maybe. Arena Vision. I call those type of people energy vampires. Energy vampires. Yep. Energy vampires, and I could probably think of a couple other words too to go along with it. I had a coworker like that. I was a manager. She was a manager. And you know how you got those people that come around you if you got money and they always want to borrow something, and when they come around, you always think to yourself, all right, what they want now. Well, some people are like that emotionally. They emotionally want to take your energy. They want your attention, your time, and they don't never ask you for money or nothing like that. But it's just, when they come around, it is going to cost you something in the way of energy and attention. And a lot of times it's energy that you don't even get. And that's why, in part, why I like reselling, because I'm not dealing with that aspect of things no more, right? I ain't around those types of people as much. I can kind of do my own thing. And honestly, mentally, just from a mental health aspect, managing in restaurants, man, I can't even tell you how mentally and emotionally draining it is. Because not only was I dealing with the employees, I was dealing with my managers, and I was dealing with the public. I would have to break up fights. Listen, I remember this one time. These little kids came in, right? We had a salad bar. This was not when I was managing at Chuck E. Cheese. So they're grabbing stuff out the salad bar. Now, when it's busy, you always got people trying to get stuff out the salad bar, right? They didn't pay. So you just go over there and you be like, hey, listen, you can keep that, but you got to pay for this. Listen, these little kids, they weren't little, but they was like teenagers. They was just ignorant. They was super rude. And I basically like got into this argument with him. I had to snatch the salad out the one because I'm taking the stuff, right? And he's trying to grab it. I'm just like, what is where's these kids' parents at? And how did they weren't even supposed to be in the building in the first place. It was just stuff like that, man. And then I had parents, they would yell at other people's kids. Like, I'm managing 16-year-olds, right? Not all of them are that young, but 16, 17-year-olds. I'm not about to sit here and let you talk to this little kid like that, because if it was your child, you wouldn't like it. And so it was just stuff like that, man. After doing that for years, it's just like, dude, I'm not doing this no more. I go home, I ain't even got the energy for my family, right? My kids. Then I found myself being so infused with this toxicity, right? And this goes back to my thumbnail, right? And why you don't want to be around toxic people or bring in too much toxic info. Because these environments can be so toxic, I would go home and all of that stuff from the day would come out to my kids and my wife and stuff, right? And it took me a while to realize that I would snap, I had short patience, or I just wouldn't even talk. I wouldn't want to be bothered. That's when I realized, like, man, this ain't healthy. You know what I mean? I don't care how much they pay me. I just can't do it. And so in a lot of ways, that's why reselling kind of like saved, I feel like, me from, because you can lose that stuff, man. It's only so long that somebody gonna put up with your crap. And the thing is, it takes you a while sometimes to realize when you have those things sucking that energy out of you, and people and stuff that just kind of like are not adding to your life. I think in this business, right, y'all, we need to surround ourselves with positivity for a number of reasons. But the main reason is that positive energy, right, and whether it come in the way of information or whatever, however you get it, it's going to help you get even further, because you're going to have a positive mindset and you'll be able to think more clearly. You'll be able to figure things out. It's hard to think when you stress. It's hard to think when you got all this negativity floating around, man. I just can't do it. I just can't do it, man. Disgruntled Octopus. We did a review on a Facebook Patreon group. It didn't go well, and we were asked to leave. Is that on your channel, Disgruntled Octopus? Because I wouldn't mind seeing that video, actually. They asked you to leave, huh? I don't know. They got a lot of people in that group. A lot of people seem to like it, I guess. I don't know. I think I did see your review. It was probably like a month ago or so, but I can't remember for sure. Charles, legal drugs and less religion is a root cause. Our country was united after 9/11, and look what happens today. Listen, don't even get me started, Charles. Don't even get me started, man. Don't even get me started. And don't even get it. I don't know if Arena Vision Sale's still here, but he'll tell you all about it too. If you ever watch his channel, he talk about the same stuff sometimes, man. I think we got a lot of issues. And one of them is that we are not united. A lot of people out for themselves. A lot of people pushing agendas that definitely benefit only a certain class of people, for sure. And then you got the economy. I don't know if y'all following the UAW and the strikes. I think they just walked out on another factory, a GM factory. From what I saw, this was GM's biggest factory. Pretty sure it was GM. I think I said Ford the last time. This one was GM, I think. that represented 42% of their revenue. 42%. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And you know what? Look, as far as the strike goes and those people getting what they want, I listened to that dude, Fame. I can't remember his first name, but I think some of the things he said they wanted was reasonable. Maybe some of them, I don't know about that 32-hour work week thing. I don't know about that, but those people definitely deserve some more money. I think they might get it, but the problem is there's a trickle-down effect, right? So these factories, who knows how long the automaker is willing to hold out, right? So you're going to have an impact on the local economy first, right? The local economy is going to suffer. Then not only the local economies, but there are other companies and businesses that made parts, that made different things, right? So it ain't just the factories and the people who worked at the factories. Oh, and then there's other layoffs that the companies are making. And if I understood it correctly, the workers who got laid off don't get the strike pay. So I mean, besides the local economy, then it's going to branch out beyond the local economy, because there's other companies that did a lot of business with GM and Ford and all of them. And so it'll be interesting, not in a good way, to see what effect, first to see how long this carries on, and to see what effect that along with all the other stuff going on has on this fourth quarter for us. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. I'm not really concerned about eBay or Amazon or nothing like that. I know eBay has had its issues up till now, but I'm more concerned about the fact that there's a lot going on in the world. You got the war, right? Or wars. You have student loans. You got credit card debt being at an all-time high. You got these strikes. Oh, and it ain't just the automakers and UAW. It's the other. You got some casino stuff going on, some other stuff. So people are going to be strapped for cash. All I can say to that, though, is we got to stay focused and stay the course. You might just have to kind of be tight on your spending. Save if you can. Save as much as you can. You don't want to spend too much, and you want to have an emergency fund if you can. And just prepare for the worst, hope for the best, but proceed as far as selling as if none of it's happening, because you don't want to pull back. I think pulling back will probably be the biggest mistake. Urethra, yes, I was definitely thinking about that during your video. My ex would only use a credit union, never a debit card. Yeah, and a debit card, it'll be harder to get your money. Let's just say there's more protections when you use a credit card. It's more fraud protection. It's more fraud protection. And like I said in the video, though, you don't use a credit card like it's some free money. I mean, let my wife tell it is free money, but oh man, I made the mistake of giving that girl a credit card, boy. Never again. Never again. But if you use it the right way, it'll only work for you. Here's the thing, right? Got the lemon water. I know about the lemon water. Here's the thing, right? People will be like, as far as like the no interest and all of that. The reason somebody like me can get a card with 21 months no interest and get all these other perks is because of the people who don't use the credit cards responsibly and who have to pay the interest. That's why, because the majority of people ain't going to use it right. But for those of us who do, you can make a lot of money off of a credit card, man. I think I was just listening to J-Rod earlier, J-Rod Flips, and he was talking about using his credit card for shipping and stuff like that. But oh man, I meant to write down what credit card he got. I don't know if he said it was a Chase Rewards or what, but I think he said he get 3 times the rewards. 3 times the rewards. That's crazy. That's crazy. I need to shop around for me another credit card, man, to get 3 times the rewards. I need that. All the shipping I do. I think I'm over like $30,000 in shipping costs this year. Now, I mean, I run that through my Capital One card, but it ain't 3 times the rewards. That's for sure. Definitely ain't 3 times the rewards. Maya, I almost just feel like if eBay was more understanding and fair with both buyers and sellers wouldn't be so combative. I know what you're saying. And I get the point, but I don't think there's an excuse for a seller to be combative, honestly. I think as a business owner, and when you're dealing with I dealt with this in the restaurants, right? I had my days, don't get me wrong. But the one thing I think the greatest skill that I learned in restaurants was, one, how to diffuse situations, and two, how to talk to people and fix stuff, right? Like, you always putting out fires, man, especially in a really, really, really high, fast-paced environment. You can definitely question whether a person is doing something right or wrong. You definitely don't want to bend over and just give people what they want, right? But to customer service, the number one thing about customer service is to always find a solution to the customer's issue. And if there is no, so even if that solution isn't favorable to the customer, or you got a combative customer, or you just got a plain old jerk, you can't reciprocate that same energy, right? I've had people yell at me, but look, I've had people yell and scream at me, and I changed the whole situation around just because I didn't start yelling and screaming back. Like, I've had managers that would. I've been around managers that you better not get in their face and scream at them. They're gonna be fired and in jail. But I was never that way, man. It would just be like, you know what? I mean, I had to kick people out of stores and stuff before, but combative, I never try to be combative with a customer on eBay or any other platform. I'm firm. My messages can be firm, but I'm never rude. Never rude. I never send a rude message. And I just keep it as professional as possible. I think you kind of lose your ability to get eBay or any other platform to side with you if you choose to go the combative route, because they're customer centered. As Amazon says, they are obsessed. They are obsessed. Customer service and pleasing the customer. Obsessed. And I think that's a very, very powerful word and a very strong statement to say, I am obsessed with customer service. Everything about what I do. I mean, just think about if you took that perspective with your own business and you said, I am going to be obsessed with customer service and pleasing the customer and giving the customer a good experience. Because that's what it boils down to. And I think sometimes because eBay or Amazon or whatever plays that middleman, we kind of think it's like, I don't know, maybe it's like a little detached. But if you just focus on giving the customer the best experience, especially when something goes wrong, or especially when it's not the easiest to deal with type of customer, I think in the long run, you'll do better in business than most others. And in the long run, you'll have these platforms side with you when things tend to go sideways, than somebody who wouldn't do that. That's just my thought on that. Maya, honestly, if I ever had any return opened on Mercari or Poshmark, I wouldn't even be worried. The app pays for return shipping, so the seller isn't out anything. Mercari ticked me off one time, man, with a return. And I'm pretty sure the person scammed me. They were supposed to have returned the item, never got the item. I had the item. I use a it's not a post office box, but I use a mailbox at UPS for my business address, right? So I know if something comes. I stopped using my house address a while ago. So it ain't like something can get stolen or lost. If it come there, come there. This person must have did something with the tracking, and I let Mercari know, and they never gave me my money back. They never did nothing. They let the person. They said the tracking showed it was delivered. So I'm just like, all right, you're right. Honestly, I almost stopped selling on Mercari because of that, but it only happened one time, though. I will say that. I don't want to be the person to kind of take one situation and blow it up. It only happened one time. As far as Posh go, I used to sell on Posh, but it's not the platform for me as far as what I sell right now, though. But I see a lot of people having success on it. I don't know how returns on Poshmark would go. eBay, my return percentage is like 0.45, 0.46 or something. So I don't really get returns on eBay. I do offer free returns, but that's the type of items I sell. If I sold something else, I probably wouldn't. On Walmart, my returns can get up there. I usually fluctuate on Walmart between lowest I've been is 1.2, And right now I'm at like 2.4. But Walmart give you an over under of like 6%. And it's kind of like skewed because if a person buy 5 different items and they want to return them all, it ain't like one order. It's like 5 different strikes for your return percentage. So it kind of sucks that way. But at a 6% over under, it don't matter. I ain't gonna never get up nowhere near to that. I mean, you get 6% returns selling in the category I'm selling in, and you doing something real wrong. But my thing is this: 2% is fine. Walmart, I get the most returns, even more than Amazon. Sometimes it's bullcrap, sometimes not. I feel like at this point it's just part of the game, and I don't stress myself out like I used to, even when I know they being shady about it. Because what you gonna do? What you gonna do? No, you can't do much. Maya, whenever I get an idiot buyer on eBay, I just wonder why couldn't it be on Poshmark? But I don't ever have buyers like this over there. So Maya, is it easier like to fight returns over there? I hear that it's hard to return items on Poshmark. That's what I hear, but I ain't sure because I don't sell over there. But I hear it's harder to return an item over on the mark. Urethra says, I was in retail management for years. That's why I resell part-time, so I can have a non-management job during the day. I don't know what's worse, retail or restaurants. So look, during my restaurant career, right, I call myself getting ticked off at like somewhere in that midpoint. I'm like, I'm done with these restaurants, right? So I went to retail, but I think I went to way wrong place. I was going to be a store manager at a Family Dollar. Oh my goodness. Totally the wrong idea. Listen, all I knew was it was one of those situations where they had just like really got on my last nerves in the restaurant stuff. And I was just like, I was so pissed off, man, that I was like, you know what? I don't even care. I'm out of here to anywhere. Family Dollar was hiring for store managers. Listen, I was there for like 2-3 months. I'm like, y'all got to be kidding me. First of all, that whole customer demographic, and there were store managers getting robbed. There's all types of crazy stuff happening. Then they only want you to work with 2 people. You got to unload all these trucks. That lasted about 3 months, and that's when I went back to restaurants. That was the only time I thought restaurants was better than something else, man. Only time. Arena Vision, well said. Used book guy, what's up, man? Corporation's been making too much for too long. People finally waking up. Yeah, you must be talking about like the UAW and the strikes. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if y'all seen too. GM just reported their third quarter earnings, man. And what was it? It was in the billions. Let me see something real quick if I can find that. What was GM's third quarter earnings?
According to Barron's, that's good news. But what management is going to say about labor, costs, and interest rates will probably matter more for the stock in the coming weeks. GM, ticker GM, on Tuesday reported third quarter operating profit of $3.6 billion.
I'll make her shut up. So GM made over $3 billion in the third quarter, right? $3.6 billion in earnings per share of 2.28 from sales of $44.1 billion. 3.6 billion. So even if it was 1 billion, you gotta think if you making profits, that's after you paid all the employees, after you paid all your other debt and all of that, you are in the billions for profit. Yeah, you gotta pay them people something, man. You gotta pay them people something, especially since they got a free ride, right? Over the last what? man, since what, 2008? They've been getting a free ride for a long time, getting all this money, getting all this bailouts and stuff, and y'all can't pay the people? Yeah, y'all got to pay the people, man. Y'all got to pay the people. Charles, government forcing automakers to produce electric cars is ruining the industry. They lose money on every EV car made. Labor costs will rise and car prices go up more. Well, here's the thing too, Charles. What do you think is going to happen if these automakers got to, whatever this agreement that they end up coming out with, right? What do you think is going to happen? They're going to go to automation more and more. I don't know if y'all just seen, I think it was on NBC, Amazon. Amazon got a whole thing where they rolling out, and this is in effect right now, right? This is in effect. They got the robots, the standing robots that walk around with the packages, that can move around packages in the warehouses. They got these other robots on the floor that move the packages. Basically, it's a whole automated warehouse for the most part. Pretty much the only ones we're going to be working in the warehouse is like the engineers and probably some maintenance workers or janitors or something. But the way they see it is, and Amazon, the way they say it is, okay, this is going to be able to help the employee. No, it's not. It's not. Because they know robots ain't going to complain. Robots don't need breaks. Robots ain't going to want to raise. And so they're going to try to automate it. And the car makers, that's what they're going to start moving to. Unfortunately, for a lot of them people, eventually in the next 10, 15, 20 years, things are going to change, and a lot of those processes are going to be automated. You know, it's a shame, man. So I don't blame them for trying to get as much money as they can right now. But in the end, is it going to be worth it? Backyard mowing. It's an interesting market right now. It is an interesting market, but there's a lot of opportunity in it if we all stay focused on what's important. Urethra. It's okay, Miss Ziegler. I was a hot mess with my credit cards. Urethra, listen. First time I ever did it, I got her a Macy's card. I said, look, here's this card, right? You know, you just want to buy yourself something here and there. Just go ahead and use it. And, just don't go crazy. What do you think happened? That's how fast she got to the limit. All right, give me that back. This ain't working. So I went for years, right? I ain't give her another one. Finally, I'm like, all right, we're going to try this one more time, right? Maybe I got through. I'm thinking maybe I got through after all these years. I talked to her. I gave her some of my best speeches. She sees some of my habits. She got it, She know how mad I was about the first time. She'll get it together. So I give her a credit card, right? This one got $1,000 limit on it. And that's why I gave it to her on purpose, right? I said, look, we're going to do this again. Here's this card. I even gave her a budget. I said, look, spend only this much and I'll pay it every month. Just only this much. Think she could do that? She couldn't do it, Aretha. She couldn't do it. I had to confiscate the card again. I had to take it back, man. That girl, man, she don't care. It's money. It's hers. She ain't got to pay it back as far as she's concerned. So, yeah, we ain't doing that no more. Definitely ain't doing that. Josh Graff, he said Chase Inc. business. Oh, you must have been watching it too. All right, Chase Inc. business. I got to look into that because if he's getting 3 times the rewards, I need that, man. I need that. I've been trying to get this 2%, but that's probably better than the 2% card. Use book guy. Mike, if y'all don't watch Mike's channel, y'all need to watch it, man. Seriously. It's a funny dude. And he know Amazon. And he know selling books. A lot of stuff. Hey, Mike, I did check out the that refund manager. They already got me back a few dollars, bro. I think I got like $6 back so far. I got it set up. I need that. I need all of that money back. Good looking on that, man. I don't know why. I ain't never heard nobody else talking about that. I need all mine back from Amazon for sure. Mike, we say you look tough though, dude. No one trying to beef with you. No, they wasn't, Mike. They wasn't. That was the only advantage I had in them stores and stuff, man. Nobody really was messing with me, so they would always come get me when things go wrong. Ed, we got a problem, and then I gotta go out there, man. Especially like if it's the females and stuff, you know. I'm the first one. All right, what's up? Yeah, but look, you know, I liked it because I'm the type like I lead from the front, so I like being there for my people. But at the same time, though, it kind of it wears down on you, man, because you kind of taking everybody's crap, you know. But it was my people though too. I wasn't gonna let the people just come in cussing out my workers and I was that type of manager too. Like, you ain't about to come in here and talk to my employees any type of way. In the nicest way possible, I would tell them that, right? Like, listen, I understand you got a problem, but I'm not gonna be disrespectful. It's that and the other, blah blah blah. And then we fix the problem and we try to make them happy, send them on their way. A good day though would be when I can kick somebody. No, let me stop. Nix, working hardly. Health and beauty sells well on Poshmark. No perfume though because of priority mail. Well, I have never tried to sell health and beauty on Poshmark, and I've been wondering. I might try, but hey, Nix, I wonder. Here's the thing though. Don't you got to pay a certain amount for shipping anyway, right? So I'm wondering like what type of health and beauty would be worth it, because I think shipping is a certain price because everything's priority. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'd be interested to know because I do have some items that probably will go well on Poshmark actually. I mean, I just made a bundle sale on Macari for like $60. These items that I got, I don't feel like good enough, but it's a higher end. I think I told y'all, Philorga. I think that's the way you said. I got a few different of those products. But they've been selling really well on Macari and not that well on eBay, which is weird. Leaf Bowden, I think that's how you say your name. If I didn't say it right, I'm sorry. 30 plus years in food management. That's a beast. That's a beast. And I'm wondering, do you got all your marbles, man? Because listen, any manager that I came across that had been in the business that long, they was all not in a bad way necessarily, but I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, they all had a couple screws loose. They all had a couple screws loose. But I don't think you can be in that business that long and not have like a rough edge to you, you know? You know what though? You learn a lot about people when you can see through people's bull crap too, right? Because you come across, we talking about scammers. eBay scammers ain't nothing compared to what these people will do just to get a free burger. Like the crazy. I had this one lady. I don't even know why I'm getting into these restaurants. I had this lady. Listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. I had this lady used to come around, right? This was when I was managing at Steak and Shake. This lady had 4 kids. So they would come through the drive-thru and she would be like, something got messed up. I ordered like 10 mac and cheeses, all this stuff. And so initially, you know, we'd be like, okay. I think what happened was at one point she probably bought it and kept the receipt. But then she kept doing it. And she would come through and she would always come through with different managers and get 10 mac. It would always be the same thing. 10 mac and cheeses and like some other stuff. It's been so long I can't remember exactly. But she was killing us, right? And then the worst part about it is she had her kids with her every time. And you can tell like at least one of them was special needs. And so that used to really, really, really tick me off. And so finally one time I had my manager call me and he was like, hey, Ed, I got this lady here and she's saying that, so here's what she would do. She would call when a different manager was on and say, hey, I already talked to the other manager and they messed up my order and this is what they messed up. And they said I can come back and get it. So she was trying to, finesse us like that. And he was like, she's talking about we owe her 10 mac and cheeses and this. I'm like, little short lady. It's like, yeah. I'm like, she got long hair. It's like, yeah. I said, she got like 3 kids. Or he's like, yeah. I'm like, no, man. Tell her no. She got to go. Finally, we shut her down. But it was people like that was always scamming. Then the crazy part is I had seen the same lady. She would come do it at Chuck E. Cheese when I was managing there. So she was just making the circuits around to the restaurants. But people would do some crazy stuff just to not pay a $10 bill. it was crazy, man. It was crazy. So you can't be a pushover. You can't be a pushover, but you can't be a jerk either. You know, they'll call you a jerk, but you really ain't a jerk just because you're being firm. Maya, easier to fight returns on Posh, but what I mean is Poshmark covers the return shipping costs. Oh, and you didn't buy the original shipping label, you lose nothing. Okay, I see what you're saying. You just sell it again. Well, that is a plus. That is a plus. Easier to fight returns. They cover return shipping costs, but I wonder, do they recover it if it's not as described even? Maya, if you can still answer that, I wonder if they recover it still then. Leaf. I hope I'm saying your name right. I am so sorry if I'm not. Now selling online is a cakewalk. Oh, yeah, I know. Compared to hey, listen, that's what I be telling people, man. Like, listen, you deal with the public, whether it's retail, food service, anything. These customers online, they are nothing. Nothing. It is easy almost, right? Some days it's better than others for me as far as mentally dealing with them, but this is a cakewalk. They're not yelling in my face. What? The worst thing I do is I get yelled at in all caps, right? I get the all caps yell. Where is my order in all caps or some other crazy stuff? Man, you right. Hey, I'm sorry. Look, I check the tracking and shows this and that, and it'll be right there. You know, that's it. Nothing like the restaurants, man. Mike, use book guy, leave boating. You don't know Jack. Oh yeah, Mike. Mike was what was it, CBS? You was CBS, right? You always talk about that, how you hated it. Hey, listen, man. That was one of the reasons I had started watching you. Because I think when I first had caught one of your videos, you was talking about that. And the way you was talking about it, I was like, dude, I know everything. Like, I feel his pain. I know everything he's saying is everything that I felt, everything I went through. I know, man. Trust me, I know. It's like kindred spirits, bro. CVS, I could only imagine. I go in those places. There's usually only like one or two people in them places too. They closed a bunch of those though. They closing Rite Aids too. Leaf says CVS is calling you. Yeah, better pick that phone up, Mike. CVS wants you back, man. They starting to pay mental health pay. You know, they're gonna give you a free mental health day. Come back and manage their store. But you're gonna have to work understaffed 55% of the time. Hey, you know the worst thing about being on salary too? You get them call offs and stuff, right? You gotta cover them hours, man. You gotta cover them hours. That was the worst thing. Even about I noticed that Family Dollar, it's only two people, so one person call off and you can't get the another person to come in. Salary sucks, especially in them environments. Because by the time you ready to go, you'd have had like the worst day, and it's like, dang, man, I gotta stay here for what? Yeah. You know how many days I wanted to walk out, but I ain't that type. I used to be like, yo, y'all lucky I got character, man. Because man, used book, easy money, Amazon trying to scam us. I know. They ain't offering up no, and they think they're gonna get away with that. I had that $100 return I was telling you about. They think they're gonna get away with that. They ain't getting away with that. I'm tracking that. I don't care if I gotta wait 90 days. I'm getting all my money, man. I got it written down. I got notifications set on my phone. Everything. They giving me all mine. Seriously. Urethra. I'd imagine your supply would be great for Posh bundles, Ed. It's something to look into, and I think I am, because I got a bunch of stuff that I can bundle that I actually think would do well in bundles. All right, let's see. We're a little bit over an hour, so use book guy. You doing Amazon influencer program? Not yet. I had thought about it, but I did not get started yet. What about you? Are you doing it? I think it looked like some easy money though. Looked like some real easy money. Walmart got one too. I don't know if you know that, Mike. Walmart got an Amazon or I was gonna say Walmart got an Amazon influencer Walmart has an influencer program, and I don't think you have to be selling on Walmart to be a part of it. So that might be something to look into as well. I don't know if it'll be as sophisticated as Amazon because Amazon's like light years ahead of Walmart and all of that stuff right now. But easy ways to make money for sure. Nitix, all of it because you can bundle all of it because you can bundle. I see what you're saying. Maya, yeah, I was going to say the same thing about bundles. Well, that is something I will look into, y'all, because that's something that will help me get rid of a lot of inventory a lot faster. I actually just started doing more FBA and fulfillment by Walmart because I don't want to hold. I need to scale. Now I'm gonna talk about that some more in another video, but I ain't gonna get to where I want to be if I keep on doing all the orders myself. And I don't want to hire nobody either because I don't know if I told y'all this. So let's say you want to hire somebody for $10 or $15, right? Let's say you say I'm gonna hire somebody $15 an hour. Well, it's gonna be more than $15 an hour because by the time you done paying like the taxes and the workman's comp, it's gonna be closer to like 20 or so, whatever. But I was talking to my accountant about that. And he said, well, look, whatever number you thinking, it's gonna be higher. It's gonna be more because you got those other like fees and taxes and stuff. So I'm just like, well, in that case, depending on what that amount is and if it makes sense, I just rather get the stuff out of here and not have to deal with it. But Amazon's making me pay insurance anyway. I am in Mike's Discord, so just some fun going on. No, I know there's a lot going on in that Discord, man. Them notifications be coming through. I had to turn them off and just log in when I want, cause man, but that ain't the only Discord I'm a part of, so it ain't just that Discord. But y'all definitely be getting it in there too. So all returns on Posh or INAD, they don't allow remorse or fit returns. Got you. But yeah, Posh just sends the buyer the label. They don't charge the seller anything. That's crazy. I wonder how long they're going to do that. That's crazy. And that's for clothes. So you really don't get that many returns with health and beauty stuff anyway. Most time people don't return that stuff as long as there ain't nothing wrong with it. Do I have a death? Simple, beautiful. Do you have a death pal? I do not have a death pal. I got rid of that a long time ago, but I do have an inventory backstock. So as of right now, I probably got, I would say 2 pallets worth of stuff that I have not gotten to yet, but it's not a death pile. I learned a long time ago not to allow stuff to sit. If I don't want to list it, I get rid of it one way or another, whether that be through marketplace, bundles. Heck, I've even given stuff away, or I won't buy stuff until it gets listed. And I just learned that after just understanding like cash flow, and I had some talks with my accountant about some other stuff that was kind of unrelated, but it just kind of brought home some things to me about a death pile. Because at one point I did have a huge death pile, stuff that I had just sitting. And the crazy thing is, by the time I finally got it listed, it was just so much money. So I'm just like, never going to do that again. So I don't have a death pile, but I do have a backstock of inventory. And if there's ever a time that I have stuff that I don't want to list, I go through it. And if it's something that I don't want to list, I just kind of bundle it up, and I just usually offload it on Marketplace or something, but I don't hold it no more. Use book guy. I am doing it actively. Another income stream. Everything I thrift. I actually started doing the videos. 30 seconds, easy to do. Let me know if you ever decide to get into it. Oh, I definitely will. And guys, I'm about to head up out of here. I appreciate y'all. We at the hour and 9-minute mark. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your efforts. And coming in. Urethra, thanks, Ed, for live chat. Definitely. You have a wonderful night too. You too, Arena Vision, Mike, everybody, Maya, everybody. I appreciate it. Look, y'all, don't feed into the drama, man. Stay focused on your business. And if there's anything that y'all need that I can do for you, you can reach out to me, message me, email me, or whatever. But in the meantime, thanks for joining me, and y'all have a good night.